Hello guys, so in today's video we're going to be going over a hotly debated, contested topic, which is cheat meals. A lot of people debate whether we should be taking cheat meals, whether we shouldn't be taking cheat meals. So in this video I'm going to be covering that, and I'm going to be giving you guys some pretty insightful stuff on whether we should be taking cheat meals or not. What are some benefits? Are there negatives, positives? So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, guys. So whenever we're talking about cheat meals, we need to consider what our goals are. If our goal is to be gaining weight or to be losing weight, or maintaining, staying on the same weight. When we're comparing our goals here to decide whether we should be able to use cheat meals as a tool or not, or how we should use them, we need to consider it this way. If we're cutting, we need to have a calorie deficit. If we're gaining, we need to be having a very, very marginal calorie surplus. And if we're gaining or bulking or whatever, we could be gaining the word bulking, we need to have a larger calorie surplus. Does this mean that you can't have cheat meals when you're dieting down and you're going and you're cutting? No, you can have cheat meals, quote unquote cheat meals. Does this mean you can't have cheat meals when you're in the regular, you're maintaining? No, you can have cheat meals there too. Does this mean you can't have cheat meals when you're bulking? Well, the people will probably assume, yes, you can have cheat meals when you're bulking. Um, this is all about controlling yourself and having proper moderation. I try to think about it this way, the 80-20 rule or the 90-10 rule. Depends on what you're doing. If you're taking a really serious cut, I'd probably do more of the 90-10 rule. Try to eat 80% of stuff that's good for you, and then 20% you can be a little bit more flexible with. And the percentages here are based off of calories. So look at what your calorie levels need to be for your goals. So if your goals are to be bulking, let's say you're trying to get to, you need 3,000 calories. 20% of that would be 600. So you get 600 of those calories to eat whatever you want. You could eat ice cream. It would be a pretty, not a huge ice cream, but a relatively decent sized ice cream. And you could spend your 600 calories on that. And it's like credit, like store credit. I'm going into the store and I decide to use my store or my calorie credit to go buy myself some ice cream, and now I can go eat ice cream. Um, it's your credit for the day, your daily allowance. Same thing with main gaining. So if I'm main gaining and I'm instead of eating 3,000, I'm eating 2,500. I go get 20% of that. 20% of 2,500 is 500. So you get 500 calories that you can eat whatever you want. As long as you maintain with those other 2,000 calories, you get your protein intake for the day, you get fiber, you get good nutrients. It's perfectly fine if you go and spend those other 500 calories eating ice cream. Doesn't matter. Doesn't hurt you. And you'll see this, and if you guys saw my Alan Richardson video where I was critiquing his routine, one thing that I glossed over, that I mentioned in the video, was the fact that he was eating cookie dough. He was eating cookie dough. Why could he eat cookie dough and still, how? Doesn't make sense. He's so ripped or whatever. He's burning off all those excess calories, and it fits his goals. He's trying to bulk up and gain muscle. Although most of you guys aren't going to be looking like Alan Richardson because he's on steroids, PEDs. He could be not good. He still, fits his goals, so it works out for him. When we're talking about cutting is where it's the hardest to be able to afford what's it called, a cheat day or cheat meal, um, because you have the lowest amount of calories that you're consuming in the day. But let's say for a calorie deficit, we have 2,000 calories, which is fairly low. For a guy, that's pretty low, 2,000 calories. But we get to 2,000 calories. What's 20% of 2,000? 400. As long as you somehow, you have to be eating almost pure meat and vegetables for your other 1,600 calories. But if you do it, then you'll be able to have 400 calories to eat whatever you want. And there's loads of different snacks you could eat with 400 calories. I mean, you're not going to be eating as much ice cream with 600 calories. It'd be pretty small, but it'd still be pretty good overall. It wouldn't be horrible for you. And some people, what they do is that when they're in a 3,000 calorie bulk, they actually instead they can somehow, they eat very healthy for the first 2,000 calories and have 1,000 calories of credit, quote unquote credit, that they can use to go eat whatever they want when they're on a bulk, or when they're maintaining, or when they're on a cut. So when you're on a cut too, what you could do is that you could take 3-4 days of strict eating and build up your calorie credit. The way I think about it this way, try to think about it like a game. It makes life a lot easier. So I think of it as a game, and if we go, let's say, 7 days, a whole week, and we're eating below what our goal is. So instead of eating 2,000 for the cut, we're going for a very serious cut, 1,600 calories. Then one they'll be at the end of the week, the next week, you'll be able to eat 2,400 calories the next week, or 2,200 calories, because you have extra cut that you've done, extra calories that you've burned off that you didn't have to. Because if you're think about it this way, if your goal to lose weight is to be at 2,000 calorie average per day, then whatever days you go less than 2,000 calories to lose weight, you could use that the next day as a surplus above of what you were eating, and still be. It's all about averages. It's a law of averages. You want to average each day 2,000 calories. Some days you can eat less, and then some days you can eat more. So if one day I just barely eat anything, and I eat just pure protein, pure vegetables, then the next day I'll be able to eat twice as much of whatever I want. And a lot of people do that. So let's say you're saving up for the weekend. Work hard throughout the week and eat very clean. Then in the weekend, I'll have loads of calories I could eat. And some people take this to the next level where they just don't eat anything in the whole day or a whole 2 days. They fast. And like people who do Ramadan, or people who are very, Catholic, they like to fast a lot. It makes them feel good. And some people believe that it helps them stay leaner. It has certain energy benefiting side effects. So yeah, people do that, and when they do, they are really, what they're doing is setting themselves up to be able to eat a lot more the next few days, so they can eat like monsters. And you can see some friends of yours that are like super skinny. They're like, how can they eat all this food? The reason they can eat all that food is because they don't eat anything else other than the time they're next to you or in front of you, or whatever they're eating with you. Loads of people do that. Loads of people go long periods of time without eating, and then they just eat all at once, and their body stores it up real nice, because your body's really good at storing calories. So yeah, and it makes your life a lot easier when you're doing a diet and you're allowed to eat ice cream and stuff. But really, your diet shouldn't even be hard. If you're trying to hit protein, there's many healthy recipes for good tasting food. I was thinking maybe in the future I'd do a video on something like that. But you can make protein ice cream with protein powder, which is typically pretty low calorie and pretty healthy in general. You can make protein cookies, protein waffles, protein everything, and it just makes it healthier, and it'd make your life a lot easier with dieting. So even when you are dieting, that other 80%, it could still taste good as long as you diet with the right foods. And in general, protein, I love protein. Most people, I feel like protein. Just find a good source of meat that you like. You could also do like the Reacher had. He had the Alan Richardson in the video that I looked over. He had like this little ham sandwich that was just ham on ham with some cheese, and some mayo. Oh no, it was mustard. And that works perfectly for him because it's super low calorie and super protein dense. If you focus yourself on the calories, you focus on making sure you get your average daily intake, you really could afford to do some of that type of stuff where you could have more variety and you could eat more stuff other than just sticking to a diet. It doesn't have to be that. For example, I eat bread with cream cheese, and that's part of my diet. because I just make sure that I maintain my calorie deficit. Same thing with beans, black beans. I really like black beans, but they're pretty calorie dense. So I just make sure I don't eat much else, and I eat my protein. That's pretty much all I eat besides the beans and the bread with cream cheese, and I get all my calories in, and I still can maintain a calorie deficit doing so because I track all my calories very well and I weigh myself every day, which I recommend you guys do too. So, with all that said, guys, you can have a cheat day. Cheat days are fine. Cheat meals are fine. Just make sure it averages out to an overall calorie deficit throughout the week, throughout the month, so you can still be maintaining your goals and reaching your goals. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you guys have any ideas for any videos you guys would like to see, anything you guys would like me to be doing, please let me know. I'm open to any new ideas, any videos you guys want to see. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Bye bye, guys.